Okay, let's talk about the chart of accounts today. Okay, I'm going to talk from my point of view and what I have seen work in businesses that I've worked with. It's kind of a pattern of a very effective chart of account structure. There are differences in different industries in the way that you are going to work with your business. So a little bit of nuance might be in, just thinking about how, how would I adjust this to my business would be the type of thought that you would make about this. So, um, it's actually very, very critical. Just taking the standard way that a software would set you up automatically is not always the best thing for your company. That one is just a starting point, the one that they actually automatically set you up with. So I've seen a lot of businesses wait until tax season or until something happens to try to fix this. So by then, it's often a mess. There might be some missed deductions because things weren't categorized correctly. There might be some IRS notices and no real understanding of how the business is even doing to make effective business decisions. So bookkeeping is not just about compliance or just filing your taxes. It's really helps you understand how your business is doing and how to make it grow and be more successful. So one of the first things you need is that chart of accounts. Is the backbone of your financial system. So this is kind of the basics. It is the structured list of the categories you'll use to track your income and expenses, your assets and your liabilities and your equity. If you don't set things up properly from the beginning, your reports won't really make any sense, and you'll struggle to answer basic questions like, what did I actually spend on marketing last quarter? Or how much cash do I really have available? Or how much will I need to pay my bills this month? A well-organized chart of accounts really gives you that visibility. It helps you make more effective business decisions. Here's an obligatory disclaimer. This content is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. It always consult with a qualified professional before making decisions that affect your business. Okay, so after your chart of accounts, you need to choose your accounting method. Are you going to do cash or accrual? So cash basis basically means you record your income and your expenses when they hit your account. So when you receive the cash, you record it. When you pay the expense, you record it. It's simple. It works really good for people who are just getting started. However, it really won't work well if you have to purchase large assets that need to be depreciated over a long time, or if you have a lot of inventory that you're going to hold and then sell at a later period. Accrual accounting, on the other hand, records income when it's earned and expenses when they're incurred, regardless of when the money moves. So accrual gives you a more accurate picture of how your financial health is going on, especially if you invoice customers and you haven't actually received the money, or and you expect to in the future, or if you're carrying inventory that you're going to sell over a long period of time. So I'd like to get a little bit into software types. I'll be direct. QuickBooks is really the best option for small to medium-sized business. They're big for a reason. I've made it work for ultra small startups and multi-million-dollar corporations. It is scalable, it's reliable, and it's really widely supported amongst a lot of different integrations. So whether you're just starting or handling multiple entities, QuickBooks really gives you the tools to stay organized and compliant. It really integrates well with banks. It integrates well with payroll systems and tax software. It's really built to grow with you. It serves a lot of industries. Yes, it does serve manufacturing and also contracting, and it serves wholesale, retail, and nonprofit and professional services, and also for accountants. They have a vast online database of questions and answers. So if you ever hung up on something, you just go online. You don't even have to call anybody. You don't have to email anybody. It's all readily available for you online to research. Just a vast array of questions and answers you can ask, and other people will give you their answers, how they've solved it, and so on. And their enterprise version comes with a robust and easy to follow training system. So you'll have all of these training videos online available to you at any time. Plus, there's so many people that use QuickBooks that when you need to hire somebody, you are going to have a plethora of experienced people available to hire. You'll just have so many people that have expertise level with QuickBooks that you will not have to work hard to find somebody to hire. There's a lot of other SaaS software systems that might work, but I do not recommend Xero. It is not GAAP compliant, and that is a deal breaker. If you are serious about financial accuracy and moving into the future and audit readiness, you need a system that is US accounting compliant. I know they say, oh, you can do an add-on with Xero to make it GAAP compliant. I'm like, why do I need to do an add-on to a software to get it to be compliant? To me, that's just a deal breaker, and I actually refuse to work with people that have Xero. It's not, so it really doesn't work for, especially, just trying to, if you're trying to convert later, it's going to be messy. It's better to get the right system in the first time, at the first place. So, and then there's larger businesses. QuickBooks is great. There is a point at which you would want to get a larger software system. I would go with, maybe $10 million or more, or those companies that have really complex structures. And then NetSuite can be a really great option. It's really robust. It's really customizable to just about every industry and every company. And it's really designed to scale and integrate all of your different departments. It's really not necessary for most small businesses. It's pretty expensive. And it does have a little bit of a higher learning curve, but it can be pretty good software to grow a business and to be able to really change with the times. I would advise against any niche or business type specific software. If it's a smaller company, it's probably small for a reason. In my experiences, those niche softwares, every single time I've tried to work with them, not only are they overpriced in the long run, they'll quote you a low price, but over time you'll find out, wow, I'm just kind of nickeling and dime, like $10,000 here, $10,000 here. And then when you start to look at your overall picture of what you spent in a year, it's way more than NetSuite and especially QuickBooks would have been. I'd really advise against business-specific software, as well as they often lack any flexibility. They're really usually pretty archaic once you get into them. They don't integrate well with other software systems. There's really typically few online resources, and trying to find experienced software for these smaller SaaS or smaller niche software can be really hard to find. And then you don't have the training resources, even when you do hire somebody, and it can really leave you stuck as your business evolves. And they can have the old companies with old software and they're still promoting it as if it's great. I've never seen a business niche software do something that QuickBooks and NetSuite can't do. I've never seen that. They always claim to be better than QuickBooks or NetSuite. They always claim to be better, but they never are. Okay, that's my experience. So QuickBooks and NetSuite are dominant for a reason. I know that there's other newer softwares that are out there gaining a lot of popularity. So far, I haven't had experience on them, so I cannot speak for them. But really, go for the big ones. They're big for a reason. They've earned that position in our marketplace by delivering consistent value, support, and scalability and credibility. Don't believe the salespeople if they say otherwise. So a well-structured chart of accounts is the foundation of a clear, actionable financial reporting. You want to be able to look at your financials and have it answer you some questions, right? So this is the thing, is that you're going to have the assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. So there's going to be revenue and expenses. So revenue is at the top, right? Cost of goods sold, and then all of your expenses. In those expenses, don't just put it into alphabetical order. Unless it's your first year of business, I can see it. But for the most part, you should really have it more organized. And it's really great to put it into 3 sections: admin, sales, and operations. So the operations would be like the manufacturing. So admin, sales and marketing, operations, or manufacturing. So the admin, these are all the people that are not actively working in the business. Well, they're actively working in the business, but they're doing all of either the management or the bookkeeping or something like that. They're admin, right? And all of those expenses that go into their postage, right? All of the paper, all of those things go into the admin section. I can actually put more detail about what goes into admin, sales, and the operating or manufacturing. And then sales, of course, sales and marketing. All of the you can even put all of the things that you are paying to get more customers goes into that sales bucket. And so then you can see, how much are you spending for admin? How much are you spending for sales? And how much are you spending for the operations of your business? And they should be percentages. So you should understand month by month, if you put more into your sales, like how much do you put into marketing and sales? And what did it do to your business in revenue in the subsequent months? You have to be able to see that clearly in your business. And if you haven't categorized your expenses, you won't be able to see that very clearly. And there's also the operating or manufacturing would be that third section. Of course, everything that goes into your operations, your manufacturing, however you get the sales or service out the door. It really gives you some visibility into where your money is actually going and how your business is performing. And that can really give you an intention, and you'll look more professional when you try to go get a loan or you try to get some investors and you've got a professionally set up chart of accounts rather than something that's just alphabetized, right? So it's really, it's not just bookkeeping, right? This is financial planning. It's empowering smarter decisions and building a system that's really going to work for you. And I'll be going into more detail about that chart of accounts, especially in the description below. And I will have other videos about structuring the expenses of your chart of accounts, because it's so important to make it so visible that it tells you a story. And it's always a mystery. Where did my money go? Where am I going with this business? That mystery novel is in your chart of accounts, but it's only going to be visible if you've set it up correctly. I hope this is helpful. Check the description below. Thank you.